Saratoga, send that check.
All right, we are live.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready for your questions?
So, the first one.
So we live on everything but Instagram. We about to take off, y'all. We about to get into some real estate development.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about one active project, capital stacking, exit strategy, and risk mitigation. Would you invest in this if this had a minimum, if the minimum was 50K?
What questions is those? Somebody asked that.
This is what I guess on the topic of that, the type yes if you rather. Okay, so basically they're saying go ahead and tell about your investments and then we'll ask the crowd would they invest in it if they know anything about it. So what are the main topic investments right now that we are developing that we're looking for investors?
So the main thing that we doing right now, we got about $60 million in real estate development um, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and um, we so the way that got started is I bought 40 acres in my neighborhood and overcrossed about 6 to 8 properties, including the car wash. It'll be like 9 properties. We also revitalized the car wash out there. And now, we spent this past year getting everything entitled. Everything is ready to go. And, if y'all look at my shirt, I don't know if y'all saw Boys in the Hood, but we got the 40 Acres in the Hood branding coming. Y'all will be able to purchase these hoodies. And more important than that, it's not about just purchasing these hoodies. It's more so, the mindset. We want people to go back and do this in their neighborhoods too. So, what other questions you got for me, Dana? Give me some good
Okay,
questions.
so
Flow.
so on that topic, what made you choose the developments that you're working on, like Valentina Estates and the ground up of the 33 three-stage property?
I mean, this was more so of a mission. Um, I didn't choose Valentina States. Valentina States chose me. Because, like, my whole point was to go back and bring the whole hood up. You know what I'm saying? Turning hoods into neighborhoods. And like we said, we got about 40 acres out there right now. Everything's entitled and ready to go. And we usually go live every Monday. I call them Marathon Mondays. We go live every Monday. And instead of going live in my personal community, I want to go live to the public. So we want to take on the questions that y'all have in the comments. Because I know Lex, I know you got some questions you want to ask me, but also be on the lookout for the questions that come through in the comments that people have as well.
Okay. All right. So, yes, my main question, my question. I have some property in Alabama and I just don't know where to start, literally. I know you said there's some people I need to talk to.
What type of land is it? Is it flat land? Is it rural? Is it wooded? It needs to
It
be
used to have
cleared.
a house on it. The house burnt down. It's cleared. I don't need to clear any trees or nothing like that. And I don't want to put nothing too big. I just want a tiny house,
Yeah.
something like that.
How much land is it?
Half an acre.
You might be showing yourself. See, the thing about it is, once you learn zoning, like you can't decide. You should let the zoning, what the highest and best use of the zoning, um, shape what you want to do to the property. So on a half an acre, I don't know the ordinance out there in Alabama. What part of Alabama this is?
McCalla.
Oh man, that's the country. Man, you need to first before you say you want to put one house on it, you need to see like what can you do by right on a half an acre. I mean, you might put 6 houses on there. You might be shortchanging yourself. So
I was thinking about doing something, a little three-town home connected and rent out the other two. I was thinking of that. It doesn't look like it's enough room for that.
yeah, you can't go by looks. You got to go by the setbacks and what you can do by right because, different municipalities got different, ordinances. Some people's ordinances is high density. High density mean you can put a lot of units on a smaller piece of property. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than just you can't just eyeball it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I did that, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that I'm doing now because you got to be a civil engineer and really put it through the ringer to see what you can actually do on these properties.
Mm. And so, how would I go about that?
First I'll consult with a civil engineer, and that's a good thing about that is if you do a consultation with a civil, you don't necessarily have to produce any money right then and there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Is
you
the
get
civil signed by the state, or like
no,
that's
you
someone's
you go
job?
find a civil. They independent. They're a civil engineer. So you would sit down with a civil engineer. You would show them the land. You said it's on a half an acre. They'll put it through the GIS. They'll run it through what it's zoned for, and then they may come back and be like, "Hey, Lex, you can do two single family homes, or you can do four single family homes." Because his job is to keep you within the setbacks, and then you present it to the city, and the city approve it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So when you say you want to do one house, I mean, you just kind of shortchanging yourself. You need to see what you can do by right and
Okay.
go for the highest and best use.
And what if it doesn't have electricity and I have to run water from a line? Do
I
I need to
mean,
fix that now, or
more than likely, it probably won't. It's not in the neighborhood, right?
it's in a neighborhood, but and
You
I
can
know.
connect from the street. Then that's even better. Like the development I'm doing, one of the developments I'm doing, I had to install all the infrastructure. Like when you build like one house, you can connect from the street. That's easy, But putting in, I don't know, let's get a number, 30,000 linear feet of pipe is a whole different ball game than just connecting from the street to do one house.
Hmm.
It's different. So you said it's in the neighborhood, you could connect from the street, so that won't even be hard at all.
Okay. Okay.
And if you build a good enough team, your civil engineer, your architect, I mean, they're gonna pretty much help guide you on what to do anyway.
Right. Okay.
So you don't want to cheap out on those two. You don't want to cheap out on the architect. You don't want to cheap out on the good civil engineer.
Okay. Okay. Well, I see y'all have joined. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Does anybody have any questions? Thank y'all for tapping the screen as well. So then the next question I think someone would have just a general question is because all of us are not real estate experts, but we all want equity. We all want to flip our money. What on a like for example in fractional, what's like a minimum amount we should all work towards before we approach someone like you to get some equity with you?
I mean, I would say that's a loaded question because different deals require different things, and then also too, I mean, I've been in positions where my minimum was 50,000, but depending on how bad you need the bread, you might accept 25, you might accept 15, you might accept 10. So I
And
want
then how do you know what your equity is coming out of that? Like how do you know what your ROI is?
Well, you would ask for the pitch deck. You would ask for the details of the deal, executive summary of the deal. If they got a scope of work, that type of thing. So you want to get, those are some of the questions you want to ask. If you're looking to invest in one of these deals, like what's my ROI? What's my return on investment? And I heard you say equity. Every deal may not be equity. It might just be debt. Debt just means like if you invested 100K and I say I'm gonna pay you 20%, you get 120K back. You get your 100K back, that 20% interest, and so that's the
So
one.
the
That's the 20.
developer is who's holding the debt. That's what the debt is.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So
but if to answer your second question, if it was equity, let's say take that same 100K, right?
mm-hmm.
And you say you want 20% interest plus a 1% equity.
Mm-hmm.
Then that means you're gonna get 120K back. And let's say I would have made $1 million on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
1% of that, I think that's what $10,000. That's extra on top of your 120. So, but these are just fixed numbers. Like it could be 5% equity depending on the deal. It could be 10% equity. I don't think nobody gonna do 10% equity on 100K, but on a deal this size, maybe on a fix and flip or one new construction house, maybe that. But yeah, it's different.
Do you, well, we have another question for you before. What advice do you have for someone who's trying to out from step one? Who's trying to make it out from step one?
Oh, cut. What it do, boy? I see my dog. That's my dog from the hood. Uh, if you trying to make it out from step one, first thing I do is I shadow somebody. I go work for free for somebody. Like, just be on the job every day, learning everything I can learn, and just being an asset, adding value. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you read off these questions, let me know who it is, cause I know, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Cut. Holla at me, man. I'll be in the city on Thursday, man. Thursday and Friday. Let's bump into each other. I'll give you some game.
Okay.
What else we got? But
What is
that's yeah, but cut. That's what I'll do, bro. I'll go shadow somebody, man. We got OG on the ground. Shit, we be having we be needing labor. That's another way to come work. Just being in the mix, being around it, man. And the more you come around, the more shit gonna start sounding familiar to you.
do we have any questions on Instagram? That was from Facebook. We're on YouTube.
Oh, and we can see Instagram because my
I
phone
got
is
it on
on there.
here.
Oh, you got it on mine.
Yeah, you got a few viewers in there. They piling up.
Okay.
Okay, so what is a a realistic return for something like a ground up development? How long does that process usually take for, I guess, something smaller like what you're consulting me on? Like I probably have a 2 or 3 townhome build.
So you'll have a you. So they asking how long will a development take?
Mm-hmm.
It depends how many units you build.
Right. So something small, like a 2, 3 unit. Are
I
you
mean, you
tying
probably
up
be in
money
and
for
out of that within
years?
7, 8 months. Nah,
Okay.
I mean, but it depends on how fast you can move through the city because it's a lot of stuff out of your control. It ain't just going in and building. You got to get it. Do you got to get it rezoned? Do you know what I'm saying? You got to go back and forth with your architect or you buying plans online. Like all of that stuff takes time. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to, if you got to go get a rezone, I mean, you got to go to a city council meeting. How often do the city meet where you at? Where I'm at, the city meet every month, but some municipalities meet every other month. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
different. It's different from city to city and county to county.
Okay. You have a question from Gerald Tony. He said, how do you find the right GCs in an industry that snakes?
Oh man, boy, he said something right there. Man, I ain't found a GC I trusted yet. Yeah, but that's why we brought our GC in house. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man, because and one of the things that I did, we pay for our own materials. You know what I'm saying? And we only get labor quotes because that shortens the way somebody can run the score up on you.
Okay.
You know, and it's crazy because I went to go get my GC license, and it's just so it's nothing it's all subjective. Like you can do cost plus. I mean, you just never know. It's never no fixed cost. So that's why we brought our GC in house, man. And we're gonna ride it up with them. So that's kind of how I did it. Like we don't even use outside GCs.
Yeah.
And if it's something that my GC don't know, I bring in a consultant.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
that's
saying? I
some
bring in
really
a
good
third party consultant.
advice. I would say the little bit I know, everybody has a problem with their general contractor.
Man, but I learned the hard way. I went through the ringer. I was like, then it was like, all right, I'm just gonna bring one up myself. And whatever my GC don't know, we gonna outsource and use consultants.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And bring in the silver. I work my silver like once you done paying for your silver, on the contract, then it goes into hourly. So I'm ready, willing, and able to pay that hourly just to get the right answer from my civil or my architect. Like when we building, we got the city inspector, but I bring in a third party inspector to come out and look at shit that he ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but he gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? And make sure stuff getting done right.
Okay.
And like the what you gonna pay for a third party inspector or a consultant is a drop in the bucket from doing it wrong or getting robbed.
Mm. Smart, 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 smart. Your cousin Mocha said, hey.
Who?
Your cousin Mocha? She said, hey.
What
Okay.
it do? They got these nicknames. I'm trying to see which one Mocha.
I'm done. Okay, so any more questions? Cut said he'll be ready. All right, so I guess on the topic of Cut, what is it that he's actually trying to get into? What would his job consist of? What is it that y'all are talking about?
Well, I mean, and for Jeff, I think he's trying to get in the game, but that's what I'm saying. That's why you gotta. It's so many facets to do. Like you just can't jump in and do what I do. You can't just jump in and be a GC. You gotta, you gotta figure. You gotta be in the mix and figure out what you want to do. Like it's 25 to 30 things that you can do in this shit.
Yeah.
You could be a carpenter. You could be a window guy. You could be a roofer. You could be a civil engineer. You could
I heard there's like
architect,
what's that
appraiser.
thing that joins the two?
Huh?
What's that thing in the middle that joins two buildings? Like if they're doing a if they're doing one of those storage container units, they have to build what, a truss is that called? Or
Yeah, yeah,
and I've heard that's a job all by itself.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's more carpentry work, but yeah, for sure. Like it's so when somebody comes, I get people coming to me all the time. Hey, bro, I want to do something with you. But have you done the research to figure out what you want to do? Because it's like 50 things you can do. I can't figure it out for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, come out and see what you gonna want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things, so many trades that you can do.
Okay. And
Brick mason, whatever it is,
you're
laying sidewalks, landscaping. Like it's
oh,
so
what'd you
many.
say? Spraying something? Did you say somebody was spraying something?
Spray foam, install the insulation, but usually, if you're doing installation, you probably can do, a couple other things. That really don't take a lot of work. It's just, stapling that shit in or spraying it in or something like that.
Okay. And Mocha said, "What is the difference in building a house and buying one already built as far as costs?"
Um, I mean, what you trying to live in it, or that's an investment?
Mocha, is that going to be an investment for you?
I mean,
She
if
said this morning.
oh, Wani, what up, Wani? I said Mocha. I like what Mocha. um, what's the question?
She said, "What is the difference in buying an already built house as far as cost versus building a house?"
I
And
mean, a lot. Well, it really ain't no difference because it's all a case by case basis. But more than likely, if you build a house, you're gonna go in with equity if you don't make a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But you can also go in with equity buying a house off the market. You just got to buy it at the right price. So, it's more than one way to skin a cat.
okay. Okay. She said, hey. All right. So I guess what are some needs to know that you wish you would have known starting the beginning? Mistakes you made that we all could avoid.
Man, when I did my first flip, the first mistake I made, I hired a contractor off Craigslist. I ain't know no better. Man, he was a swing, man.
Everything
It was
on
too late though. It was
Craigslist.
too late. It was a demo job. I'm like, how hard it is to knock out a wall, but the wall started sagging. I had to go buy some beams to kind of fix it.
Oh
But
no.
he kind of offset himself because I ended up not paying him for the mistakes he made. But that's one of the main mistakes. Vet your contractors. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know no better. Like man, and I was so green at the time. It said 16 years experience, and I was like, "Oh, he got to know what he doing." I ain't do no due diligence or nothing. Man, a little swing from South Pittsburgh. They was, and they're like 45 minutes away from the city. But they drove to get that money. But I mean, I done made mistakes, like, but I never lost money on a deal. Um, getting him out of there, broke even with him. I think OG got another question. Fixing flips or ground ups. So I like ground ups better, but it's levels too, right? I would at this level, it don't make sense to do a fix and flip because I know what the numbers are. But if you coming up and you find a fix and flip, do it. The reason why I say new construction is better is because it ain't no surprises. Like you just putting a puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? It might be a different layout, but you're just putting the same puzzle together. You got to put your footers in, you got to put your foundation down, you know what I'm saying? You got to frame it, put your roof on. It's the same thing every time. In a flip, man, you don't know what you're gonna find when you go behind the walls. You know what I'm saying? It might be mold behind the wall. Then you got to get a mold remediation specialist. It's a lot of surprises in these fix and flips, foundation issues. And I would tell a newbie, I wouldn't even do it if I was new. I wouldn't even mess with them with foundation issues. I had did a house, and this is another thing. As you going through your process, you're gonna start putting parameters and checkpoints in place. Like at this point, I wouldn't do a flip, depending on the price point. Like if we in that 300,000 and under range, I wouldn't do a flip that was more than a $80,000 rehab. I might as well build a house. But if it's at 500 or more, then that's kind of normal. You know what I'm saying? So, you'll start putting your buy box together as you go through stuff, and you be like, oh, I ain't doing that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a house in Highland Park. I think the rehab was like 160,000. Man, we would have been better off tearing that bitch down and building it brand new without the headache. We had to reframe it twice. I had to fire two of the foundation guys. Finally got it right. Still made profit on it, but it just took time. Like we want when you start a project, you wanna get in and get your money because the interest payment's coming. You use a hard money lender, you're gonna pay that 1%, that 1.25% every month. That shit coming. No matter if you moving forward with the project or not. So when you hit that button, you want to make sure you're ready to go.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. So, one question I have here, they said, what made you go for real estate versus clubs and restaurants like everybody else?
Man, what? You think I want a headache? Man, for me, I am gonna own a club when it's play money, like when it's you can break even and it's just my spot that I want to go to, man, bro, man, I've been clubbing since man, I've been clubbing since the Groove. And man, we had a teenage club, man. You know how many times I've seen clubs get padlocked and closed? I'll be a fool to do the same thing. Now, like I said, I am gonna end up owning a club or a restaurant or something. But that's when you get to play money and you can break even and you need a write off or something like that. That ain't when you trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion,
Right, Joe?
man,
First Jim.
I get people trying to get me to open up a club, a lounge all the time. I'm like, hell no, I go to yours, and when they shut it down, I'm gonna go to somebody else's. I don't need the headache. Real estate hard enough. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm looking for stuff that's less people intensive and less hands on. And the club, you got to be there every day, or they gonna rob you. Bartender's gonna rob you. They gonna rob you at the door. Security gonna let people in with it. You know what I'm saying? So why would I? Why would I? I don't need that headache.
Great. I think it's money pit too. What does a real capital stack look like on a $10 million development?
Oh man, somebody who asked that? That's somebody want to get some real game. So capital stack. So let's say on a $10 million development, you let's say we putting 25% down. So what's that 2.5 million? So you could probably raise 1 million from private investors. Well, you probably raise the 2.5 million from private investors, and then you want to get on a draw schedule with a hard money lender to do it to do the rest of it. And what you're doing with the hard money lender, you just really rinse and repeating the money. So let's say, for example, I got 2.5 million. That get me through my entitlements. That get me through. It might get you through some of the entitlement stage. It might get you through some of building some of the houses. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to bring in a hard money lender, to put you on a draw schedule. So, like I said, you just now, if I spend 250,000, they come out, look at the work. If the work good, they cut me a check back for 250,000, and we just keep rinsing and repeating that until we done. But keep in mind the whole time, based on the money I'm using, I'm getting charged 1% every month. So 1% of 250,000, what's that? 25,000. You have a $25,000 a month payment.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And as you go up, that may fluctuate.
Mm.
So you got to be ready.
How do you evaluate land before you buy it?
There's a couple things I'll be looking for when I look at land. If it's streams on it, I'm trying to find if it's any water, wetlands, any coverts, buffers, because any covert, they got water streams going through. You can't build 30 feet off of it. So they eat into what you can do. You can't just eyeball. That's like goes back to what we were saying earlier. You can't just eyeball it. You got to put it through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? Like, one first thing I'm gonna do is call the city.
Mm-hmm.
I got a plug at the city. I'm gonna call like, hey, what can I do? Is it any streams? Is it in this, that, or the third? Once I get past that phase, then it's time to go through the geotech. They're gonna go look at the dirt, the soil. I use UES, and it may be different from wherever y'all at. They'll come out, and all this stuff is a cost too. They'll come out, do their soil test, make sure the soil good, and at that point, once everything check off, it's time to move forward.
Okay. OG said, what do you think is better, using your own money or OPM?
OPM, man, man. So I do both. I put my own money up, and I use other people's money. But if you only use your own money, you can't scale. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean that to me, man, that's small minded thinking because Walmart got the largest credit line. They use other people's money. You know what I'm saying? Like Google it. They got the largest credit line in the you know what I'm saying? So Trying to use your own money and make a splash, man. Something go wrong, you in trouble. It don't matter how much money you got, it's gonna cap you out. You heard my phone call today. Bruh said the same exact thing. Lex is in here will be when I take all my calls. I take all my calls on speaker. I was talking to an investor today. He just committed to investing 2 million, and he was talking about it'll get to the point where I won't need his money. And I was like, yeah, that's the whole thing. But like he literally said to me, he said, "You so ambitious, your projects is gonna always outpace what you have. So you're gonna always have to use other people's money. So you got to build those relationships." And like I said, to answer your question, Gerald, if you don't use other people's money, man, shit, you're gonna be capped out. Shit, because I put my money up, but shit, it went so far. I mean, we got $60 million in development. I mean, we ain't got it like that yet.
Not yet.
On the way though.
So, what is the biggest hidden cost in ground up construction?
Dirt and gravel.
Oh wow.
Dirt and gravel is gonna be your most expensive cost. Moving dirt, them trucks, man. And OG, you can help me out on this in the comments, man. Some trucks charge hourly, some charge by the load, and then you got the gravel cost, the tonnage. And then, same thing with the gravel. Dirt and gravel it's gonna be your most expensive cost, bar none. I mean, we putting the roads down out there. Man, we got 112,000 gravel bill, and that's just 4 inches, and we need 8 inches. So, man, yeah, and shit, we probably done spent probably 300,000 in dirt, bringing it and moving it. So it depends on like if you got a cut site or a field site. If you got a cut site, that means you got to take dirt out. If you got a field site, you mean you got to bring dirt in. So if you got a cut site, you could give your dirt away. That's not a cost. But if you got to bring dirt in, it's gonna be expensive. So you need to factor that into your pro forma when you're doing your numbers.
What does a real exit strategy look like before you even break ground?
Exit strategy. I mean, you're gonna develop and sell. You're gonna build a rent. You're gonna do short-term rentals. I mean, what you gonna do? Huh?
Pre-sale, is that part of it?
Nah. Pre-selling is pre-selling, but
is it important to have an exit strategy, or
you gotta have an exit strategy?
Risk mitigation, right?
Yeah, you gotta have an exit strategy. You either gonna build a sell, build a rent, or do short-term rentals. I mean, I don't know what else you can do.
What is the minimum IRR target before you touch a deal?
Man, I don't do IRR because IRR got something to do with time. And development, you don't know how much time it's gonna take.
What is IRR?
Internal investor rate of return. So that has, and it's a thing. So I study Sam Zell. Sam Zell, one of the best, the greatest real estate investors of all time. One of the things Sam Zell said is a lot of people they major in the minors. Man, hell, he was halfway through his career. He didn't know what IRR was. I mean, what I don't use that metric. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get equity or if you get a preferred return, that's annualized. And if you get equity, you participate in the upside or the downside. So you can figure out your own IRR. I don't use that metric.
Okay. What's the difference between preferred equity and common equity?
Preferred equity, anything preferred, I mean, you're gonna get it first. Okay. Common equity, I don't use that either, but I know it's the same thing with common stock. Like everybody, so it's so many ways to slice a deal. And the way I structure my deals is if you come in on the front end, I give away 20% off the rip. So let's say if I'm raising $1 million, and that $1 million is going to help me purchase the property, that's going to help me get through entitlements, and that's going to help me probably build the first couple of units, and then I bring in a hard money lender. So that's the capital stack. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
So what's for you when you're
OG said we had $500,000 in dirt work. Yeah. That's a rough terrain site because one, we at the bottom of the hill, so we had to put in a lot of storm drains to make sure the water flows certain ways. So you need to know how your terrain is going to be and be realistic with that site work. Well, go ahead.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot of money for dirt. Um, what makes an investor comfortable wiring you the six figures?
I mean, track record. We got 1,000 videos on YouTube documenting
Pitch
our
decks.
process, pitch decks.
Good
And,
resume.
and then when you talk to them, I mean, they got to know that you know what you're talking about. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't development, and that's why I like development because you can't just wake up and say, "Hey, I'm a developer." You got to really
You can
know.
see you make
You
it
got to
happen.
really know this shit. And I love playing at this level because you really got to know it. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
you can't chat GPT this shit. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't finesse it. Like you either know it or you don't. You either got the land or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You either know entitlements or you don't.
So a play off that question is what documentation builds real trust? I know you were saying something about an FCC or something like that. What your back fund and
No, that's PPM. That ain't got nothing to do with that. PPM is just that's just your personal. You could put whatever you want in the PPM. Now,
mm-hmm.
if it's some BS in there, you ain't gonna get no investors. But like you and your attorney make up your PPM. Well, that's private placement memorandum, but that don't have nothing to do with the question you asked.
Okay. So what's the question? What's the answer to that?
So what was the initial question?
What documentations build real trust?
A personal finance statement. That's one of them. You know what I'm saying? I had to send that off today. So basically, if you was gonna invest a half a million with me, what's my net worth? What's my balance sheet? You know what I'm saying? Can I cover it if shit go bad?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing. Like, is is this guy is this guy used to being around this type of money? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Basically, yeah.
what he got going on in his own, you know what I'm saying, his own world.
So
So
I know
yeah,
this is not a scam.
right, right. Definitely get that personal finance statement together. I remember, man, when my banker told me to put it together, man, it took me so long to put it together. And the reason why is because they was asking me shit that I didn't even want to go dig for. You know what I'm saying? But once I got it together, now I just keep it updated. I got it in Google Drive.
You talking about your P&L?
No, personal finance statement.
Oh, okay.
But P&L is in there too. It's in another folder, in
Okay.
that big folder.
Right.
So you wanna get that. That's called being bankable. You wanna have that ready to go.
Yeah.
So when somebody say they want my PFS, I sent one off this morning. You want to have it ready to go, and that gives them comfort. Like, oh, he got his shit together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay. It said, what are you offering on this property? So I guess on Valentina Estates, I know you were saying there's a lot of amenities going to be on there. What all are you building as a
What,
tiny home community?
so what's the question?
What would you offer on this property? Like what's going to be on this property? So I guess the Valentina Estates property.
I don't know what they mean by what I offer.
I think the amenities, like you were saying in your tiny home community.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be gated. It's gonna have a walking trail. It's gonna have a meditation garden. It's gonna be flush with amenities. It's gonna have dog park, EV chargers. It's gonna have a lot of amenities.
And those amenities, how did you pick them? You didn't just choose them because that's what you like. How did you choose them?
Um, how did I choose them? Well, some of them was we had the same amenities on one of our previous developments, and then like I do a lot of meditation these days, so I want to implement that because I'm gonna have a unit out there, and so that's pretty much how I picked it. And people love their dogs. I mean, I'm not a dog person, but we got the dog park on the other side of my unit. You keep shit over there.
Okay. If the total cost is 7 million and the ARV is 11 million, what's the margin?
That's simple math. Do the math for me, baby. Not you, Lex, but the person who asked the question. That's they just answered their own question.
Yeah.
What's 11 minus 7?
Hey, he said you know the answer.
What's 11 million minus 7?
What is it? What does generational wealth actually mean to you?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. And you know what? I don't even use generational wealth term because man, I'm different, bro. When words start getting burnt out, like generational wealth and good morning king and queen, like, I don't even use that type of shit. Cause I don't know, I don't know.
Different?
No, it ain't even daring to be different. It's just like it started to get scammy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even use the word generational wealth. But to answer your question, Generational wealth is for me is building something that's gonna stand the test of time. Like what we doing with our master plan community, bought 40 acres in the hood, bringing it up, educating people along the way. Not on, it's not just about projects and making money. Like we gonna turn people into homeowners. We got home buyer seminars coming. We've met with the neighbors numerous of times. Like and we got a youth developer scholarship program to show them all the different lanes that they can do in real estate. So that's what generational wealth mean to me. It ain't even necessarily attached to money. It's more about the education. You're gonna spend the money, but the education will be for forever. And that's why I was telling Jeff Cut, my homie from the hood, I was like, come out there and work for free. That's gonna be generational wealth. Whether I teach you anything else after this or not, what you learn today, you're gonna be able to run with it.
Right. And speaking of all that information you're talking about, don't you have that in an ebook that we're about to drop?
Yeah, man, I got a 119-page ebook going in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's me.
What are
Not,
some key pieces of that? Why they should really go ahead and it's not like everybody else's, other than the hundred and something pages.
I mean, it's meat and potatoes, man. It ain't no fluff. I didn't even think it'd be 119 pages, but it was just me just going through every aspect of how to do a development.
Right.
To answer your question, it's meat and potatoes, man. Like it ain't.
Because you started back in 2016?
2015, but I started out as a realtor, so I'm giving you the whole gamut of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just development. And the thing about it, the reason why so much knowledge in that ebook is, you know, I was a realtor, I was a broker, I was a flipper. I built one-off houses, I built communities, I've raised capital. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I'm in masterminds, like it's just a wealth of knowledge in there. So that's what makes it different. You know what I'm saying? It's real experiences.
It ain't fluff. It wasn't made fluff. Just to sell a digital product.
Yeah, it ain't about that. But when you pay attention though.
Okay, so
Lex, tap that iPad right there. I think it said the battery low. I don't know if it's stopped or whatever. Yeah.
We got 9%, boy.
9% on that one?
Yeah, but
what time? How we looking on time?
10 minutes, 6:49.
All right, cool. We got another 10 minutes. We good.
Okay.
Y'all better come with them questions, man. We got 10 minutes and we out of here.
Kanika said, youth development scholarship to volunteers, sponsor, enroll. Oh, the email for that is contact@postprogroup.com. So at what point did you realize income was not equity?
Huh?
At what point did you realize income was not wealth? Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Shit, I was a realtor. You have a good month and you got to go do it again. So that ain't wealth at all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to get on the other side of the table and be an investor. Like I remember one of my best months in real estate, I made like what $30,000, right? And I didn't do a deal the next month. So that's really 15,000 in 2 months. It ain't as good. And then you probably have one deal the third month. And then you add 8,500. Like that's like, oh, this ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't really, yeah, because like you gotta get on the wealth side of the equation. Now what I did was I used my commissions to create wealth. Like I used my commissions as down payments. What I did was I was the realtor representing my company who was the investor. So as my company bought it, I got paid as a realtor, and I would use that commission as either the down payment or my front money for my hard money lender.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? So, and then I've also won deals. Like let's say if I'm in a multiple offer situation, I will give up my commission. I did that on a duplex recently. Well, not recently. I did that on a duplex in the past, where I gave up the commission, um, and I won that deal. Had multiple offers on it, and we made north of 6 figures on that deal. So you can utilize that. You can utilize your commission to your advantage.
Okay. So are the micro homes up for sale yet? Are we pre-selling?
We about to pre-sale as soon as these two M's hit. We definitely about to start pre-sales. I wasn't in a rush to do pre-sales on this one because the site work was so extensive. We had to put about $2 million in site work with another 800,000 in soft costs. So each deal is different.
Okay. What percentage of your portfolio do you consider high risk?
Um, None of my portfolio is high risk. I buy everything for pennies on a dollar. Like I don't force deals.
You rezone.
Yeah, I rezone. I buy shit people don't want, rezone it, add value to it, put the infrastructure in. So we're in at, I don't know, probably 50%. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of room. Like if I wouldn't do a deal unless we had room in it.
Okay.
And that comes from being a realtor. Like I know the numbers. Started out running comps for other people, switched my mindset, and then start underwriting for myself. So I know the numbers inside out. So I wouldn't even, if within 5 minutes I would know if it's a deal or not. If I want to even go to the next steps.
Okay. And that's the stuff that's going to be in the ebook, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather flip 20K or raise 2 million?
I mean, who asked that?
It's on Instagram.
Oh, of course I would rather raise 2 million. Like what you flipping 20K into? Okay, yeah, my bad. I ain't trying to be funny, but definitely raise 2 million. Easy work. Hey, read these folks' name off too, because I might know.
There's no more questions on there right now.
What about TikTok?
That should all be showing up here.
I know it should, but
So like
TikTok ain't connected.
Facebook.
No, TikTok on the iPad by itself.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Um,
Instagram and Facebook done ran out of questions for you, boy. I thought y'all were gonna. I thought y'all were gonna have me on my heels, man. I'm up by 40.
King said, any advice to a young man trying to buy equity or trying to buy land?
Yeah. Email email contact at postprogroup.com and we're gonna send you the free version of the ebook. And you're gonna have some game in there that you can navigate through. And if you're really serious, get the big ebook.
Hey King, sorry, I see you've been there a minute ago. We'll get you. Let me see. Get you.
While you looking for that next question, somebody asked on Facebook, what's next for you in the pipeline? I mean, we're doing a master plan community, so we're going from phase to phase to phase. Like we're not even in acquisition mode right now. We already done acquired everything. You know what I'm saying? Man, these motherfucking hoodies cold, ain't they? We already done acquired everything, and then as we navigate through this, we'll start acquiring more. I had somebody reach out to me about some land, but that's just not at the top of my list right now. We in the process of raising $10 million, so that's at the forefront and finishing what's on our plate.
All right, y'all, make sure y'all tap in the screen for us. Get out your last questions. We got about 5 minutes left on the stream. Make sure y'all checking out that link in bio. The ebook will be dropping soon. We have the podcast, Developing Athletes, for you guys to check out for even more game. You have anything else you might want to add? That advice? We got a lot of people watching that, have no idea. I would like to purchase the ebook. Okay, excellent business services. We will get that over to you.
We'll get you the link to that. What else y'all got? It's gonna be a lot of game in there too. Overly, overly. Um, she looking for questions on TikTok. But yeah, excellent business. We're gonna send you that link. Jerome Foster. Is it possible to rezone land for tiny homes near $1 million properties? Jerome, yeah, it's possible, but you're gonna have to deal with the neighbors. Um, you know, because NIMBYism is a real thing, and NIMBY is not in my backyard. Like a lot of people say they want to see affordable housing, but they don't want it next to them. So that's probably gonna be one of the things you're gonna have to deal with. Um, but I'm not gonna say it's impossible. You could pretty much do whatever you want to do by right. They probably just give you a hard time on it. But it is possible for sure.
All right, guys, we are down to our last minute. I don't see any more questions on Twitter, Facebook.
If anyone wants to invest with you, what are you doing and how can they? So, man, we got an investment club, and I wish one of my team members would drop the link. And if not, we'll start dropping it moving forward because we going live every day from here on out. We going live every day until we get our 10 million. So if y'all want to join the investment club, click the link, and we're gonna make it happen. But yeah, Jerome, you can definitely do that. You just got to be prepared for the neighbors because you know they don't want it in their backyard.
Excellent business said urban infill versus raw land.
Um, I do both. I mean, I've done infield development. I've done raw land development. You know, the only difference is urban infill is like if I'm doing an infill, like when I was building one-off houses, I might buy some land and maybe have a house on this side, house on that side. That's an infill. Raw land is what we doing on Valentina Estates. That was 8.5 acres. It was wooded. We cleared the trees, put in all the infrastructure, put in the roads, and then put the units up. So that's the only difference between urban infill and raw land. Urban infill, I would say, is a little bit easier. You can connect to the street, the plumbing already there, all that. Raw land, man, you got to really everything is from scratch. You got to be one on one with your civil engineer, your architect, your geotech, and you really got to be dialed in because there's a lot of conversations that you got to have. Shit, I just got off a call with my civil engineer on 4 different projects. So you really got to be dialed in. Not saying that you got to do 4 at a time, and we're not even doing 4 at a time. It's just 4 different phases. And what I decided to do, I realized that the process takes a long time. So as I was raising the capital, I was going to get everything entitled at once. So it took me a year to get everything entitled. So now once the capital come in, we can go. We can stick a shovel in the ground right now on the 16 units on Germantown. Wilcox is ready to go. We can stick a shovel in the ground tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different dynamic. While we waiting to get the capital we need in, I was entitling everything. So now we could be done with a lot of this stuff within 12 to 14 months.
Hey Cliff on Instagram, thank you for coming in. Thank you. We see you late. So everybody that's coming in late and wants all this good information, we will be doing this every day, 75 hard at 6 p.m. We're keeping it at 6 p.m.
It's usually at 7, but man, Mondays. Man, you saw my Monday. Monday, hey, I had to get up out of here. I like, man, it's usually at 7, but Mondays be tough, man. So and then I was in Dallas all week last week, so man, I got hit with a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Um,
He said he's a multi-family architectural designer checking in from Houston. We'll stay tapped. Aren't you about to go to Houston?
who was that?
His name is Cliff Plans.
Okay, what up, Cliff? Yeah, I'm supposed to be going to Houston later on this week, and meet with an investor and a guy that's doing some mobile homes that I met in Dallas. So, yeah, I like Houston. Houston different though. Houston ain't got no zoning. Like that's crazy. You can build whatever the fuck you want in Houston, really.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Kanika said, what books, mentors, resources influenced you the most?
The people's principles. First off, that's what helped me switch my mindset from being a realtor to a developer.
Mm-hmm.
When I read that book probably 4 times. Every time I read it, I get something different out of it. Um, deal structure. I learned about deal structure the first time. The second time I read it, because Don Peoples, he started out as an appraiser. And when I was a realtor and I was frustrated because I didn't like doing a realtor thing, I was like, bro, this is just a stepping stone because he was an appraiser and they a big time developer. So that kind of opened up my mind like, hey, this is a part of the journey. And you just got to embrace where you at and learn what you can until you level up.
All right, you all. It has hit 7 p.m. We will see you guys again tomorrow at 7. Have your questions ready. Bring everyone you can. We'll also have those links ready for you if you don't get them at the end of the day today. And yeah.
Yeah, man, we going live every day, baby. Come in, come with your questions. Let's get to it. We're going to start on time. We're going to finish on time. If you don't catch it live, get the replay, ask questions. Either somebody from me or my team will be in there responding to you after the fact. So holla at me. I ain't gonna do that yet. OG baby girl Lex.